Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we're going to talk all things clean energy with two of the driving forces behind Dawn to Dusk Solar. Their incredible story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I remember when I was growing up, there were solar panels. I mean, people had them, but you didn't see them on every rooftop. And you can go to many communities in this country, and every single home has solar. To talk about that today, two of the driving forces behind Dawn to Dusk Solar, Thomas Chavez and Fraser Sinclair. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Why don't we start with you, Fraser? How did this all start for you?
Absolutely. I've been in the solar industry since 2018. Me and my business partners, Jeremy Davidson and Josh Beck, we started Dawn to Dusk Solar in California. We worked our way up and down the West Coast and made a transition in early 2020 to Texas, understanding and seeing where the interest was slowly coming to the Midwest because of the rate increases that have happened with ERCOT in Texas. Understand the adoption rates in Texas of people who are looking to a transition to clean energy for their home. It made perfect sense and perfect time. And since we've been here, Texas is now the largest solar grower in America. There are more solar modules installed in Texas than California. We surpassed them last year.
Amazing.
We've done our small parts. And then also just the peak demands on the grid that are happening in Texas with Bitcoin mining, massive data servers that are being built in Texas, as well as this large mass migration of homeowners from other states into Texas.
Sure.
Last year alone, there were over 500,000 Americans who moved to Texas. So all of that is contributing to a massive demand on the grid. ERCOT in June 13th presented to the PUC, Public Utility Commission, highlighting that Texas's energy needs will double before 2030.
Wow.
All that to say, the adoption of residential home ownership of a solar system has never been in higher demand, and people transitioning to another option is what we at Dawn to Dusk Solar hopefully provide.
Wow. All right, Thomas, tell us about your solar journey.
Yeah, so I used to be one of those just annoying guys that would go out and like knock on doors to get people to buy solar. And I used to do that for about 4 years. I was really successful at it, ran teams all over the country, and it got to a certain point of honestly just like a lot of greediness inside of the industry, and it turned into what it wasn't supposed to be. And so solar at its essence is a product that's supposed to help homes, help families, and actually save people money. But then it just got kind of disenfranchised of what it was supposed to be. And the image changed. And whatever that changed, along with it, the people behind the industry also changed. So we ran into issues with installers, sales organizations, and it just left a really bad taste in my mouth. And I had completely sworn off solar, like until I literally met Fraser. And Fraser explained to me, his company's values at Dawn to Dusk and what they actually stood for, which is just honesty and integrity all the way through the entire process. And then B, they highlighted a couple of new programs and creative ways they were able to actually get homeowners commercial tax incentives on residential solar. And with the programs, it's just an absolute home run for the homeowners across the board. And so with that, I was willing to put me and my company behind them and actually put all of our efforts into expanding what they do and then bringing more people to their product, because it is truly what solar is meant to be.
Awesome. And Fraser, you were telling me a story just before we started rolling about how solar saved your life.
Yes, definitely not to be too dramatic at all. I was a collegiate athlete, so I was a rower, and one of my summer jobs was actually I was a personal trainer for a personal client who just wanted me to take him out rowing, make sure that he didn't fall off the boat, and he was taken care of. And in 2013, he calls me out of the blue and says, "I have this goal that I want to do. I want to row across the Atlantic Ocean in a rowboat." And I said, "Good luck, have fun," and I quickly hung up on him. And then he was pretty insistent, and in 2013, I packed up in a 21-foot long special carbon fiber Nomex rowing shell and left from a small island in the Canaries, San Sebastian de la Gomera, which is the same island that actually Christopher Columbus left from to go to the Americas. We put the boat in the water, and we started to make our 3,000 nautical mile crossing of the Atlantic Ocean. Until we didn't. Our boat actually capsized 2 weeks, less than a third of the way across. We were making great time until this high-low pressure zone storm took us over. Our boat capsized. When our boat capsized, and we were in a pretty small shell, kind of controlled, so we were safe, but the boat around us was pretty much ravaged and destroyed. We were able to rewrite the boat, turn the boat around, and try and figure out a solution on what was going to happen to us from there. And a lot of our electrical on the boat short-circuited when our boat capsized. So our automatic steering system, a lot of our communication failed, except for the bow of our boat was a pretty rinky-dinky solar panel. And that was able to be used to charge our satellite phone, which then thus, after a lot of trial and error, finding the right Coast Guard team in Spain, they left in a specially converted Puma helicopter. They came out and rescued us, risked their lives to come get us, actually. They're the heroes. We were bobbing around in the ocean looking for help, and that satellite phone being charged up by the solar panel was what it was able to get us rescued. So not to be too dramatic at all, but it was, I think, a real force and reckoning and reminder of how incredible Mother Nature is, as well as perseverance to get across, and that solar panel saved my life.
Wow, that needs to be a movie. Who gets to star as you in the movie?
Right, someone.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh. I am very much okay with that, Ryan. You got my sign off, no problem there.
All right, let's go ahead and pull up the website because it's a beautifully designed website. And Thomas had mentioned integrity. Talk a little bit about that, Fraser. What does that mean to you?
Absolutely. And Thomas, thanks so much for bringing up, I think, what the potential plight of the solar industry has been to this point. Don Dust brings a lot of ethics and morality to this industry, simply stating that solar, it can be very simple. In the right hands, it makes a lot of sense. And if the homeowner is in an energy-saving position where potentially their solar plus battery package backup is as economical or even less than what they're currently paying to their utility company, then it's a real advantage for a homeowner to go solar. Unfortunately, there's sometimes a lot of people in the way of that, a lot of miscommunication, misinformation. There's actually a study that was just released that over 85% of 1,000 homeowners, after 5 years of having solar in their home, actually found it to be a benefit, which highlights that for in the initial term, potentially they weren't saving the way they were, or they were overpromised from potentially a sales representative along the way. We've cut all of that out to find a absolute no-brainer solar plus battery package for homeowners. So they're not throwing, grid parties when the power is out. They're not having everyone come over to the home. That's going to be a much more expensive battery backup. But what we're trying to find is an energy solution that their electricity bills are lowered, as well as having battery backup for some of those essentials when the power is out for a day or for a couple of hours at least. Backing up fridge, lights, garage door, so that you can get out of you're not stuck. A security alarm in case maybe someone's traveling and want to make sure their home's taken care of. We've built these packages so homeowners can find us. They can find the package that best suits their home, and it is lower than what they're paying with battery protection.
Incredible. I know any entrepreneur is only as good as their team, so I want to give you both a chance to brag about the team. We're going to show some video. Tell us more about the kinds of people you're attracting.
Oh, fantastic. So it all starts with my business partners, Jeremy and Josh. We put our absolute blood, sweat, and tears into this company. We are self-funded. It doesn't mean we're small. We've been able to grow very, very quickly with strategic partners. We rely on a lot of our distribution and vendors, as well as our finance lenders that give us those options to provide solar at the package that we've provided. But our team is local Texans. A lot of solar companies are nationwide or multi-state. Texas is big enough. So everyone is local to Texas. Everyone who puts safety for all of our team in place. We have field supervisors that make sure the guys have got all the best equipment. They know what they're doing. They're put in a position to be successful themselves. Yes. A lot of our team that we hired who are potentially crew that go up on the roof, we are training them all the time on electrical management, wire management. We're incentivizing them to get those apprentice licenses and journeyman electrician licenses so they can expand on their skill set. Literally today, our master electrician, Brandon, who is the real heart of our company, he is doing a 6 or 8 hour training on a new battery that's hit the market. So we're certified, we know what we're doing, and we're putting the homeowners in a real safe spot. We've seen the horror stories. Sure. We've seen people who don't know what they're doing install solar. We've actually been hired to help fix a lot of those problems.
Really?
From other companies, as well as even finance lenders who have solar systems on someone's roof that have gone out of business. So not to get into the negatives about the solar industry, but we're doing our small part to clean it up.
Sure, and Fraser believes in this so much he makes videos about it. Let's go ahead and roll one.
Hi, this is Fraser with Dusk Solar. We are a residential and commercial solar installer in Texas. I want to do a quick overview of what every member of our team that gets up on the roof has in terms of PPE. Really, really important to make sure all of our team members feel safe in the workplace. It all comes in a very attractive 40-liter waterproof backpack. Even got shoulder straps. Really easy for everyone to have their own kids in a backpack in the back of the truck. Comes with, we got a rope grab with a vertical line. Full body harness, as well as some steel anchors. So everyone on the team gets a backpack, has all the equipment, so when they get to work, they know that they can rope in, harness up, and make sure they feel safe at work. Because we ask a lot from them. The least that we can do is make sure they feel super protected, super secure, and know that we got their back. Okay, cheers. Take care.
And wow, so I love your commitment to safety. That speaks volumes about your company and how you care for your employees. Why don't we bring you back into this, Thomas? Talk about the different packages people can have.
Yeah, for sure. So like, obviously, Jeff, like the main reason we're on here today, I mean, obviously there's a ton of install companies and some are more ethical than others. Dusk leaning more towards that ethical side, but we're not here just to brag about the ethics. The reason that we're here is mostly because of the new packages that we have. So for instance, Dusk has found a very creative and a surefire way to actually get homeowners commercial tax credits on residential solar. So for instance, there's the package that we have coming out where there's a 1010 and a 2020. So a 10 kilowatt system with a 10 kilowatt battery, 20 kilowatt system, and a 20 kilowatt battery. These are the starting packages that we have. There's going to be other deviations on there. But for instance, on that 1010 package, with the current systems that we're signing customers up for this very day, we're able to get them a 10 kilowatt system with a 10 kilowatt battery. And it comes in at under $150 a month on a 15-year term, which is, that alone is unconventional for the solar industry.
Sure.
Tesla, the closest competitor price-wise to what we do, their monthly, just for almost the same exact system but with a smaller battery, is about $246 a month.
Wow.
And that's just because we're able to use the incentives that companies trust us with.
Yes. I want to talk about how tasteful and subtle it is when it's on roofs. We've got some video, and I want you to describe this for us. I mean, that's classy, and this is a very expensive property.
Absolutely. Like, we try and offer as a low profile as best we can. Aesthetics do matter for a lot of homeowners. We totally get that. They're essentially black on black TVs on someone's roof, but it is important for someone who, this was obviously one of our customers who entrusted their beautiful home with us, and we did a very large battery package for them as well. But we want to be uniform. We want to be congruent with the roof landscape. to make sure that it is an easy transition and people don't go, I know I'm saving a lot of money, I know I have some power backup, but boy, they're ugly. That hopefully just isn't on someone's mind with this transition.
Awesome. We've got about 2 minutes left, so we're going to get some final thoughts. Why don't we start with you, Thomas? What would you like to leave people with?
Yeah, for sure. So all of the packages that we're currently listing for Dawn to Dusk, you can go to perfectsolarpackage.com, and that's where they'll all be listed out. And all you have to do is go to that site, scroll through it, and then you'll see what we have to offer. Just click on one of the links, and one of our sales reps who will virtually be able to help you. They'll coach you through the entire process.
And Fraser will give you the final word.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff. The idea for us really is to get this in front of as many people as possible so they can make the easiest, most informed transition to solar adoption with all the information, no surprises. Really an informed customer base is what's been missing in this industry. So all the facts and figures for someone to make a decision to save and make sure they're protecting their home.
Outstanding. You guys have been great. We're going to end with the website, which is perfectsolarpackage.com. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.